How's it going, everybody? Rocky Mountain EDC here. Today I have another overview and impressions video on a Case traditional slip joint knife. That is going to be on the Case Peanut, my first Case edition. So this particular knife was gifted to me. So I did not purchase this, but it was a gift. And it indeed was actually my first Case, hence my first Case edition. This does make a great kind of starter knife, or even just a first beginner's knife to Case as a brand, or just knives in general. And that's really going to be due to a couple things. One, if you just like the aesthetics and you just like collecting knives, this is going to be really good for that, because it is a very nice looking knife and it's relatively decent in size. So it's a very good sized knife. It's very small, just about 3 inches long in terms of handle length and about 2 inches long in the blade length for the main blade. And it's, again, reasonably priced as well. So it's going to be just about $60 for this knife. Why it also is a great starter knife, or my first knife, is that it's not intimidating. So it's not very intimidating. It's very easy to kind of pull out and just cut something. It's not, tactical. It doesn't have a locking mechanism, no crazy flipping. You have to use 2 hands to open it. So, I don't need to flick open a knife like this, like a Spyderco that's in black and has kind of a tactical look, or something that just kind of screams military look. It's not going to have that type of aesthetic or look. So it's really nice in that realm, and it's just very simple and beautiful to look at, which is great for a starter knife. I would be pretty upset if my first knife, if I didn't know anything about knives for collecting and for aesthetics, was going to be a Spyderco PM2, which is not really designed for looks, but is designed for functionality. It's designed for the ergonomic feel, easy opening, easy closing, different types of circumstances. This isn't meant to be a looker, right? High functionality, but this might not scream in the realm of functionality, but it's going to do your basic tasks. It's going to cut paper, it's going to cut thread. You can use it to even, cut some fruit. You can use it to whittle. You can use it for a lot of different tasks. It's going to be a great little first knife. So with that kind of out of the way, and some of my opinions for why this is a good little starter knife, let's kind of get into some of the properties of the knife. So it's going to have nickel silver bolsters, which are going to be really nice because they're not going to really tarnish. They're going to stay pretty shiny for a long time, which is going to make this a really nice kind of showpiece knife, because it will stay shiny for a really long time. It does have these peach seed jigged bone, kind of a reddish color, very beautiful on those inlays, those bone inlays. So very nice color on there. And it does have the typical brass liners in between the back springs, fully polished back springs and blades. So that is going to be very nice. It's going to have a main clip point blade here. So just a standard blade. It's going to do most of your cutting tasks. Pretty decent blade length. You're going to get about 2 inches on there. Again, I'll get into the walk and talk here in a little bit on this traditional folder. And then as your secondary, you kind of have this little pen blade here, which is going to be really good for little detailed tasks, or just kind of as a backup blade to the main blade. And it is going to be very thin on that design there. So very thin blade, really slicey, just really good for basic tasks that you need it to do. So as far as walk and talk, again, it's not a very large knife, so the spring is only going to have so much retention, as opposed to something like this large Case Trapper, which has a very large back spring. The walk and talk isn't going to be extremely strong, like in snappy, like this, but it's going to be enough to keep the blade retained. And it does feel good. It's easy to open, so it's very easy to open. No troubles on there. Easy to close as well. So yeah, so the case, peanut version here, my first case edition, is just a nice little knife, and I think it's a great addition to anyone's collection, especially just for collecting, and even just for general use, especially if you don't want to pull out something that's crazy scary or kind of quote-unquote tactical. You can pull out this and no one's really going to say anything. Very traditional style knife there. So that is the Case Peanut. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Rocky Mountain EDC channel. Thanks.